Welcome everyone to another week of our Monday Mindset Call. I am your host, Brad McKee, and I am stoked to have you guys here today. We're talking about a topic that I am super passionate about, and that is the power of gratitude and the idea of acting as if your wish is already fulfilled. Now, this is not just about positive thinking or feeling good. It's about embodying the emotional state of already having what you want and then aligning your actions with that reality. Now, when you combine gratitude with this mindset, incredible things start to happen. Goals manifest themselves faster, opportunities align, and you become the person capable of achieving what you desire. Now, let's start with why this actually works. So, what's happening in your brain and body when you practice gratitude and act as if? Well, gratitude changes your brain. A study published in Frontier Psychology showed that gratitude activates the medial prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision making and goal directed behavior. Practicing gratitude literally rewires your brain to focus on opportunities instead of problems. Now, visualization takes this a step further. Research by Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you haven't read his works, I highly recommend them, shows that when you vividly imagine achieving your goal with emotion, your brain begins to form new neural pathways. So what this means is it doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. Now, this primes you to take actions that align with your goal. Now, a really practical example of this is think of the last time you saw a scary movie, right? You knew the movie wasn't real, but you might have been sweating, your heart rate might have increased, you might have been on edge. That's essentially what we're doing when we're creating anything in our imagination. We can have those same external stimulus occur. And when I say external stimulus, that means we have the external behaviors occur because we got ourselves into an emotional state. And again, this primes you to take actions that align with your goal. Now, gratitude also affects your physical health. Studies from UC Davis found that practicing gratitude actually lowers cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone. It improves mood and it enhances our sleep. When your body is balanced and energized, you're more likely to take focused, intentional action towards your goals. And this is not just theory. It's a practice that has worked for some of the most successful people in the world. In fact, one of the very first times I remember this, and I remember because it's Jim Carrey and he's hilarious. But as a child, I remember hearing the story from Jim Carrey where when he was a struggling actor, he wrote himself a $10 million check for acting services rendered. And mind you, this is when he was broke. He had not had Dumb and Dumber come out yet. It was not this massive success. But what he would do is he would go out to Mulholland Drive, and in his wallet, he would have this check, and he would look at it every day. And he would sit there and visualize. And he'd visualize the level of success he wanted, people treating him the way he wanted to be treated. And a few years later, he actually received a $10 million check for Dumb and Dumber. Acting as if his wish was fulfilled helped him stay motivated and align his actions with that reality. What happens is you start embodying these traits, and then the results catch up to the person that you are. Did you see that? That was wild. Now, Olympic athletes do something similar. They visualize their victories way before the event. Michael Phelps is notorious for this. Now, they imagine the feeling of winning, gratitude for their performance, being up on the podium, and then the actions that they take to succeed. This mental rehearsal prepares their minds and bodies for the moment, making success feel inevitable. This is something I have actually done a lot of when I'm attempting a PR in the gym, before a jiu-jitsu match, before I strangle Coach Sam, whatever it may be. I visualize it, and then I go do it. It's this mental rehearsal. Even in therapy, gratitude letter exercises are used to help people focus on abundance rather than lack. Now, when combined with acting as if their goals are already achieved, clients report faster progress in achieving personal and professional goals. So why the hell does this work? Why do gratitude and acting as if lead to faster results? Well, when you're grateful, you're not focused on what's missing. You are focused on abundance. You are focused on opportunity. This shift makes you more receptive to opportunities and solutions rather than just finding problems. When you act as if your wish is already fulfilled, you naturally start to behave like the person who has already achieved that goal. Your actions align with that identity, and success becomes a byproduct or a side effect of who you're becoming. Gratitude and self-belief create an emotional signature that resonates with success. This isn't magic, okay? This is not some mystical thing. It's your subconscious mind working to bring your external reality in line with your internal state. Again, your external reality is a reflection of your internal state. So, here's how you can start putting this into practice this week. Now, the first one you might be familiar with. Each morning, I want you guys to write down 3 things that you're grateful for, as if it's already happened. So, for example, I'm grateful for my strong, healthy body, or I'm grateful for the opportunities flowing into my life. I'm grateful for collecting $20,000 in personal income this month. Now, we're not just going to stop with writing an I am statement, because that's what a lot of people get wrong. They just say, I am wealthy, but they don't really believe it or imagine it. And so they kind of know bullshit. So then we want to take 5 minutes to close your eyes and imagine your goal as if it's already happened. Focus on the emotions that you'll feel. What does the room feel like? What temperature is the room? What smells come up for you? How do you feel? What emotional state comes up? You want to be able to almost create this so vividly where it's a memory. And when we do that, you will carry those feelings throughout your day, acting in that state. Next thing we can do is we can identify one action you can take today that aligns with the version of yourself who has already achieved your goal. For example, if you're acting as if you're already fit, how would you eat today? How would you move? How would you plan your day? When you practice gratitude and act as if your wish is already fulfilled, you stop waiting for results to feel successful. You live in that state now, and that energy accelerates everything. And gratitude shifts your focus. Acting as if aligns your actions. And together they create this really unstoppable momentum towards your goals. You'll notice things just keep happening faster and faster and faster. So this week, I want you to embody the state of already having what you desire. Feel the gratitude, take the actions, and watch how quickly things begin to align. Let's all win, baby.